3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. We're back, and today joining me, Todd Lamison with the Alzheimer's Association. How are you?
I'm doing great. So happy to be here.
I know, I'm happy you came to join me. So, like I said before, this is my first time back after a little vacation, so if I screw up, I apologize. But either way, happy to have you here, and happy to be talking about the Alzheimer's Association, all the good stuff you do, and of course, you know, nothing comes free. So you have to have events that help raise those funds to support the cause, and you have some pretty big ones coming up, right?
Yeah, I mean, the big one, the big celebration, year-long we raise money really for one event, which is our Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Okay.
So September 21st. The most exciting thing about this for me is we moved it over to the Veterans Home.
Okay.
So it's going to be just absolutely amazing. You know, the Veterans Home is beautiful. Yes, there'll still be construction going on, but where we're walking and the way we're facing when we're having the event, we're going to see the good parts, you know, and put that in the background and not really have to worry about it.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I feel like that's a very fitting place to have it. I think it'll be good for the residents and for the walkers, and the grounds are just beautiful, construction or not. So yeah. Excellent. So of course this is one of your bigger fundraisers for the Quincy chapter. What time does it start?
8 a.m.
Okay.
Saturday morning for about an hour and a half. We have some activities to do. So we encourage people to show up, you know, real close to 8. You can get there a little bit later. Then we have a little bit of a presentation around 9:30. And then we have a walk. Now, the walk is, you know, kind of interesting because in a lot of these activities, the walk is kind of the central point of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. For us, really, it's the beforehand, it's the activity, you know, because we bring a lot of people in that might be in assisted living or, you know, might have going through this or be concerned because one of their spouses are. So our walk's a little bit less intense. In fact, I tell people there's two walks. There's the 0.8 mile walk. You get to go down by the deer park over there and everything, beautiful, or you can do the Todd walk. Because I'm always running everything, I never get to actually leave the site of like what we're doing. Sure. So I never actually walk anywhere except for back to my car. So if you get there and do the Todd walk, you're still supporting us. We're just as happy.
There you go. Excellent. That's a good point. So when you are coming to walk, so of course the idea is to fundraise. So when people register, do they register on site? Can they pre-register? How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, so you can pre-register act.alz.org/Quincy. And that allows you to go and start fundraising with Facebook tools and everything else. And, you know, fundraising to me, I'm a part of a lot of organizations, and it always seems like just so much to do. One of the things I love about the Alzheimer's is that if you sign up early, you use like their Facebook fundraiser or one of their other pieces, you can spend 10 minutes, probably raise a couple $100 without even looking at it afterwards and make a huge difference. Yeah. Both years, I've now done this a year, so I'm on my second cycle. I've gone to show somebody else how to set up their Facebook fundraiser by walking through mine, you know, on the telephone. When I was done, I forgot I did it, never mentioned to anybody, did nothing other than walk them through it on the phone. Literally in under 10 minutes. 3 days later, I get a notice. I've raised, you know, over $200 on, you know, each time. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
That's
easy.
It's
so easy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody can afford to spend a little bit of time to do that, right? Especially for such a great cause. So when you go to register and you do kind of the fundraising through social media, and then you show up for the walk, is it informational? Is it?
Yeah, so during that beginning part, we have several different tents to talk to people about different things. One of them is ours. So we'll talk to them about all our programs and services. If anybody needs help or has questions, you know, we have experts on site there, ways to go ahead and refer them. So there's that going on. And then during the presentation itself, you know, this is a celebration, it's a party, but we do have the Heart and Soul, which is the Promise Garden. So we give out these little pinwheel flowers. I shouldn't even call them little, they're pretty big.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, they're
you've
big.
Seen them? Yeah, they're big. Yeah. So, and each color has, you know, a meaning behind it. So if it's purple, it means you've lost somebody to dementia. If it's orange, you're a supporter. Yellow is a caretaker. Blue is if you currently are dealing with it. You know, that heart and soul of that presentation, when we do that ceremony piece, there's not a dry eye out there. It's, you know, it's just the emotional piece. It's showing everybody we care. We're there to support. You know, we're making a difference. different. So while most of it's upbeat, that part's a little bit more serious, and everybody's happy to, to be there and do it. So
Sure. Yeah. I imagine, I don't know anyone that Alzheimer's hasn't touched, at least, from a distance. So I can imagine, the emotions run strong. Definitely makes total sense. But nonetheless, it's for a great cause. Again, a lot of people are touched by Alzheimer's, dementia. I feel like, go out, support the walk to end Alzheimer's, raise some funds. Like you said, Todd, it's super easy. Now, outside of the walk, and we'll kind of recap how people can get involved in that again at the end.
Perfect.
But you have other events that are coming up too, right? That will help raise those funds to support the cause, right?
Yep, you got it. Yeah, so paint Quincy purple, something we're trying new this year, first time. Real excited about it. It's basically a nice, easy way. It's more about awareness than it is about fundraising, although some of the people we're partnering with are doing that for us.
Okay.
The idea is that any organization out there can go ahead and sign up with us. We have these little postcards we made. On one side, it talks about all our resources and stuff to make sure people know about it, because all of it's free to the to the community. Nobody has to pay to go ahead and get our help when it comes down to dementia.
Right.
So we want to make sure everybody knows about it. So we got that out there. On the other side, it talks about our walks and events, so people can get involved and get signed up for that. We do have Harrison Monument signed up for that. That's going to go and give us a part of their proceeds from that Friday, July 19th. It's kind of centered around Saturday, July 20th, but some people aren't open on the 20th. So they've asked, can I do it on Sunday and Friday? I'm like, hey, it's awareness. Do whatever day you want. Do whatever you want, right.
Yeah.
And the whole paint the town purple part is we have the bridge going purple. We're going to have as much as we can. But any of these organizations signing up, we say, paint your establishment purple.
Yeah.
And that could be wear purple that day, right? Yeah. No problem. It could be, put purple streamers up. If some people's like, well, what's the max we could do? I was like, paint your whole building purple if you want.
Whatever you want.
DIY, bring awareness, make it awesome,
Yes.
as little or as much as you want on it. So
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of other people signed up for it that day that will be handing out the postcards and stuff. So we're excited to have them.
Excellent. So bringing awareness, through the Paint Quincy Purple, raising funds through Walk to End Alzheimer's. And I see something fun here, of course, sports trivia. Who doesn't like sports trivia?
You got it. No, perfect.
I don't know anything about sports, but I would still show up because I love trivia.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's, at the American Legion, so, there is the bar there, and the American Legion beer, normally not the most expensive in Quincy. So even if you're just coming to go and sit with friends and, drink cheaply, you're going to make out at the end.
Good.
It's going to be good for you.
Something for everybody.
You got it. So.
And that's Friday, August 2nd, 6:30. Bring your own food.
Bring your own food. Yep, you got it.
Cool.
Don O'Brien is putting this all together. Yep, DOB's got this covered. So I was just looking at the last little pieces. He put together the 100 points. We got 7 rounds, technically 8 rounds, but we're trying to keep it so it'll be, just 2 hours on it perfectly. We have some side games and prizes and stuff. So should be a really fun night.
I'm sure it's going to be a great time, especially with the DOB involved. Yeah. Okay. So real quick. So you have the events that raise the funds, that raise awareness. When you were talking about the association, the Alzheimer's Association, what do you do outside of events and raising awareness? Because we all know that's important. But as far as services, what do you offer?
Yeah, so the first thing to talk about, most important, is our 800 number.
Okay.
1-800-272-3900. I said I've worked here for just over a year. It took me about that long to remember it.
Yeah,
That's why I always got to write it down. But
I was going to give you kudos for that because you don't know how many people have a hard time remembering their phone numbers. Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent.
And here's the thing about this. I don't want to call an 800 number almost any time.
Yeah.
But I don't go ahead and sell something unless I believe in it. So I went ahead and called this number multiple times to see how it works out. And they are amazing. It's real people.
Okay.
Almost never put on hold or anything. I think once out of the 15, 20 times I've called in past year, I had to wait like a minute.
Yeah.
But it's real people. They're, Chicago is our headquarters, so most of them sit around there with COVID. It's kind of gotten out there, but everybody speaks good English. When you're talking to somebody, you're relating to them and they get you. And this 800 number will deal with anything with dementia whatsoever.
Okay.
So after today, you're like, I don't remember the website. I want to join for the walk. Or, that weird guy was talking about the thing, call that 800 number. They can get you in touch with me or get you on the walk. If, you're a caretaker, it's 2 a.m., your spouse is walking out the door, you don't know what to do. You don't want to call the cops because it's not like an elevated situation, but you're trying to talk them out of it. 24/7. Call them. We have master level clinical people there. They'll go and help you out. You think you're having an issue and you're going in to see a doctor and you want to know, like, what should I do?
Sure.
I love it for that short-term planning. You call them up and they'll give you, like, these are the questions to ask. Because if you're going in about a serious disease and, like, you've not dealt with it, how do you know what to ask? You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And you walk in and it's like a month later by the time you figured out what you should have asked, and they, like, get you set up. So they can help you with that, with the diagnosis, and they can also help you on the, next stage, which is, on the treatment side to get you ready for it.
Gotcha. Just a real good resource for anyone struggling with caretaking or who has it or, anyone afflicted with it. And then, one more important thing we want to talk about, you have to save the date. It's a little further out, but November 13th.
Yeah, November the 13th, over the Senior Center, we're putting together in collaboration with a bunch of other groups, our United for Care. It's a community conversation, an expo. We're going to have ourselves a little panel and stuff. So this is for, caretakers and for people that are dealing with dementia, worried about it, whatever. And normally these type of things are, done in the middle of the day or on the weekend. And with caretakers, a lot of times they're working and they're, they've got a lot to do. So we have a respite care there for, drop off somebody you're looking after, so you can be a part of us, be a free meal, and just a ton of good information out there.
Excellent. Lots of stuff coming up. So call the 1-800 number. Can you spout it again one more time?
Sure, 1-800-272-3900.
Or our friend Todd, he has got all the information on all the upcoming events. One of their bigger ones, again, Walk to End Alzheimer's. That's Saturday at the Veterans Home, 8 a.m. Make sure that you get out there, get registered, do your social media fundraising. And if you or anyone you know is touched by Alzheimer's, Todd and the rest of the association are here to help, right?
Most certainly.
Well, I appreciate
Alzheimer's or any type of dementia.
Okay.
We're Alzheimer's Association. Our legal name has the dementia in there, but it's way too long. So, any type of dementia that somebody is dealing with, go in and give us a call. We're here to help.
Gotcha. Love it. Well, thank you for doing what you do. Keep up the good work, and good luck with all of the upcoming events.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Coming up, I sit down with Reverend Carl Terry, and we talk about reading proficiency. Stay tuned.
Kelly's has been a fun place to eat and drink in Quincy since 1982. A fun and friendly atmosphere, food with flavor, homemade cinnamon rolls, and famous cheese soup, the best menu in town. Kelly's, 2902 Broadway, Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be. Before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
The Tower, a great place to meet and eat. But did you know the Tower has one of the finest drink selections in our area? Along with its incredible Mexican menu, the Tower specializes in tequilas for every taste. Names like Patron, Cabo Wabo, and Hornitos. And don't forget the margaritas. On Mondays and Tuesdays, stop by and pick up a single topping pizza and get Tower margaritas to go. Enjoy the Tower at home or in our dining room, bar area, or the Tower's signature climate-controlled porch. The Tower Pizza and Mexican in Quincy.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
And welcome back. Joining me now, the wonderful Reverend Carl Terry. How are you, Reverend?
I'm good. How
Good.
are you?
Fantastic. I love the shirt.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So you are a Reverend, of course, and we were just talking. It's at Bethel AME Church. Tell us again where that is.
905 Oak Street.
Okay. So it is one of the lone establishments there that's
Yes.
not Blessing. So
We're 176 years old.
wow, outstanding,
Yeah.
outstanding. So of course you're a Reverend, and I've heard great things about you. But you've also taken on a new passion, right? And that's reading proficiency, or rather lack thereof. Lack thereof. So we were talking before, we hit go on the cameras, and I was kind of talking about my experience. I have a child going into 4th grade, and she has struggled with reading as well. And I attribute it to a few things. Of course, the schooling, that she's getting, or lack thereof, whether it's through COVID, whether it's through lack of experience, whether it's through, my own. I know I'm accountable for some of it as a parent. I need to get, involved. And even though reading's not her joy, I should make it more of a part of her life.
Yes.
So that because, when it becomes habit, it becomes easier. And if you don't have it going into 4th grade, you're
Yes.
pretty much set up for failure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So give me a little bit about your background in why this, why now, and what are the plans?
Well, as most people know, I guess, I'm probably on a few commissions here in Quincy. I'm also on the Civil Rights or
Okay.
Human Rights Commission. And the issue came up when I got a report that said that proficiency in Quincy elementary schools, 3rd to 4th, ironically, is 22%.
Yeah.
So I thought about it, and I said, we're setting them up to fail. Right, so I went to the park board, and they had public comments. And that's all I needed, public comment.
I saw yours.
So-
They were awesome. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to find out, because I didn't know, and I don't want to point any fingers to anyone until I have all of the information.
Sure.
So I'm continuously finding information. People are sending comments back and all types of things. And it's partly, from what I've gathered, I still have to talk to the superintendent and city council and some other people who are involved in this part of education that will help our children.
Sure.
So, but what I have found out, though, it has not been just this past year, right? Our numbers have been low for quite a while.
Now, what were we talking? Years,
Years.
like pre-COVID, right? Because I
Pre-COVID.
like to blame a lot of it on COVID. I think a lot of people do.
Pre-COVID.
Okay.
Pre-COVID as well.
Okay.
All right. So, and if it's broke, you got to fix it.
Yeah.
So, what I see is that even though some people or children who are better in other classes still are bad in reading, and it makes no sense. So I think we should look at curriculum. I think we need to look at the whole gambit of just, what's wrong, and let's get it done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk to them, and if we need some community support, I'm also involved with the pastors here,
Okay.
right? So, I mean, quite a few
You got
different organizations.
connections?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. So I know recently on social media, Facebook in particular, there were, a lot of people posting these results, about test scores. And it's incredibly eye-opening to see that and how we kind of stack up against other states, other schools.
Right.
And I know we have great educators. I know our teachers are phenomenal. So
Yes.
this is in no way pointing fingers, but it's also, it's the parents, the schools working together to make sure that we're working together to resolve any issues and to recognize, right? Because if you don't even know that there's a problem, it's hard to fix it. But now that we know, we can make a plan, right?
I think that part of their plan was a cookie cutter way of dealing with children.
Yeah.
And all children are not the same. So if you put them in a cookie cutter system,
Yeah.
right, then it's bound to fail.
Yeah.
Because children are just being so different now. And learning is opening up so wide, we need to get better.
Yeah, it's dynamic, and you
Yes.
can't teach a fish to climb a tree. That's one of my favorite sayings, right?
Okay.
And
Can I use that?
absolutely, because all kids learn differently.
Yes.
And if you in my daughter's case, when the teacher realized that there was an issue, she had a specialist come in.
Okay.
Once a day to work with her, but I think it was kind of at my request, because another issue that I thought was happening, that I'm still not convinced is not partially a factor, is undiagnosed dyslexia.
Yes.
So I'm wondering how many more cases of those are happening. And when I brought that up, the response I got was, we don't really focus or test on that until 4th grade. But by then, as we've said, it's too late.
Right.
So when you have the community support and a plan that fits students versus the students that fit in a plan,
Yes.
it'll be better.
Well, I'm a solutions guy, so
Yeah.
I like solutions. I don't want to point any fingers, as I said. However, if I do point to you, just move your foot, because I'm stepping on your toes.
Yeah.
That's what's
Take
happening.
action.
And then the other really great part of this is that we want to set them up for the rest of their lives, right? And somebody set me up, helped me to get where I am. So
Right.
everybody needs help. The issue that's mind-boggling is they have not looked at it before, and they've known it. It's not, numbers are numbers. So
Yeah, right.
You should have known that.
Well, I mean, they test yearly, if not
Yes.
multiple times a year.
Correct.
So I wonder why it hasn't been a focus, or if it is a focus. Have you talked to anyone who's telling you that here's what we're doing, here's our plan of action, or is it just one giant curriculum that's being kind of doled out to?
Well, I haven't been able to speak to any of the educators.
Okay.
Right? But that's coming up.
Yeah.
They're on my list.
Gotcha.
I got a list of people to see. By the time I get there, I'm gonna have a list of questions to ask.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I'm got all my ducks in a row.
Yeah.
So I can come in with some agenda points and see what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think once if where you figure out where the gaps are, you can formulate a plan to fill them. It's unfortunate that this hasn't been brought up before, because I wonder how many students have fallen through the cracks because of this. It's unfortunate.
Well, I'm also looking at bettering students, since some that are making B's and C's, maybe A's and B's, if they know what they're doing.
Right.
So we just want the whole gambit of children to make it better for them. And then once we do that, we can do great things.
Yeah.
Because they will.
Yeah.
And if we set them up to do that, then we'll be just fine.
Yeah. I agree.
So Muddy Rivers, you put me on the front page.
That's right. What do you want to say?
Somebody told me about the front page. I was like, I'm on the front page? What? So, all I said was, are they learning or are they just playing?
Yeah.
That's all I said.
I think it's a valid point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we also want to offer tutors. We want to offer, after-school programs. We want to offer a whole lot of things. And the
Mentoring.
community has so many services that are available. We need to take care of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a wonderful library that could probably pitch in, right?
Yes.
Because, you talk about the successes, and we can do great things when we help our kids do great things.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side of that, the antithesis of that is, if we don't, high school dropouts.
Yes.
I mean, it's a proven fact that kids who struggle reading, who struggle comprehension, they give up, in essence.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
Because
They
I
do.
think it's frustrating. It's embarrassing. I remember, you're the student, you're in the classroom and the teacher, you're counting which line of the book you had to read so that you could pre-read it so you didn't screw up, right?
Mhm, right.
Can you imagine being the kid who can't even, who looks at that page and it's just a jumbled mess?
Correct.
I just can't imagine the struggle of that.
It's real. It's
Yeah.
a real struggle. And so we probably need to talk to some healthcare agencies and those people who deal with illnesses that are not seen right off.
Sure.
So that we can get that done too.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a whole village.
Absolutely.
To
I
get it
agree.
done.
Yeah. Taking into account any learning disabilities that may or may not be diagnosed. How do we make things easier? How do we tailor these the curriculum to the different kids, to the different classrooms.
Yes.
Making sure that we recognize any symptoms of a child suffering and that we jump on it and do things right away, because it's not going to get any easier as they get older. In fact, it's just going to become more difficult. So
I got a question that came to me from, I guess it was Michigan.
Okay.
And I don't know how they read it, but they did. And they said, same thing's happening here. So I'm wondering, is it the whole country where it makes our children not be able to compete in the whole world system? And if we were better educated, we would do better in the whole world system. So,
I agree.
One of my passions at this point is help them to read.
Yeah.
I'm going to come up with a slogan. I'm going to figure it out. Somebody's going to say something that's going to click in my head like a light bulb.
Yeah.
So
love it. Yeah, I have no doubt you're going to do amazing things. I think, of course, first step is recognizing there's a problem, then, of course, creating a plan and getting the right people to help. I think it's awesome. I do think that, it starts at home. I think that schools encourage what starts at home. I think communities help encourage what schools are doing. And I think that, the schools kind of fit into the bigger picture. And like you said, if we can get things nailed down at a young age in our villages, then we can do great things worldwide.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, well, I feel like you're starting a trend here. No, I think it's going to be amazing. I think that it just takes somebody to kind of, pinpoint the problem, make sure that people are working on it, and don't take no for an answer. And somehow I feel like you're the guy for the job.
I went to a place, their motto is never settle.
Yeah, so love it.
We'll never settle till we get it done.
I love you. I love it. Yes, Reverend Carl Terry, I think this was awesome. I'll look forward to see what you do here in the near future, and would love to come listen to you speak at any of the boards, right? Because
City Council tonight.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. Well, Reverend, thank you so much. Good luck. And again, I have no doubt that you're going to do great things. So
thank you so much.
Of course. Great meeting you.
Me. Bless you all.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
All right. I think that does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for more.